Hello world, Shelly here, and it is time for another installment of Shop My Caboodle Stash. If you missed the introduction to this new series last month, it's basically a series where I'm going to shop my stash once a month, put a bunch of stuff in the Caboodle, use it for the month, and then the following month report on how things went and replace some of the items, keep some of them in there. This was started by Emily Noel last month, and I just thought it was a good idea and a nice way to sort of use some of those products that end up getting, you know, stashed in drawers and forgotten about or pushed aside for the latest, greatest new thing. And if I had this sort of, hey, I have to shoot a video and update on these products, it would force me to use some of these things. Digging a wig here. What do you think? I've been playing with wigs lately. They're fun. So first, let's take a look at what was in the Caboodle last month. First up, I've got from e.l.f. this highlighter palette. It's the, what do they call it? The Total Face palette. I did not use it a single time. I am going to keep it in the Caboodle in hopes that I use it this month. The other item I did not use, these Physicians Formula eye primers. There's a shimmery one and a matte one. I still do want to try them. It just ended up that most of the times when I was putting my makeup on, I needed something that wasn't going to be of questionable performance that I had used before, and I just didn't have time to try these out, so they're gonna stay in the Caboodle for next month. Also, the Revlon Photo Ready Pore Reducing Primer. Only used it once. I want to keep trying it. The next item from last month was the Urban Decay Troublemaker Mascara. I am going to remove this from the Caboodle. It had a good run. I do really like it. I don't think it beats the Urban Decay Perversion as my favorite Urban Decay. When it works great, it works great. But my lashes have to be pretty cooperative in order for it to work great, and for that reason, I'm not going to put it into the favorites. It's in my top 5, but my ultimate favorite is Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir. Second place is Urban Decay Perversion. This might be third place. We could probably put this at a third place level, but it's not going to knock off my top favorites. But had a good run. I'll keep it in rotation, although it's coming out of the Caboodle. The other mascara I tried in the Caboodle last month was from Revlon, the Mega Multiplier, and I did not have any expectations for this because number 1, I bought the wrong color. This is like some kind of plum color. Number 2, I have not heard anything good about it. In fact, I've heard some bad things about it. To my surprise, this kind of does exactly what it says. It's a mega multiplier. It makes me look like I have a gazillion lashes, which is kind of cool on natural makeup days. So if I want something dramatic, I would not reach for this. But I found that for just regular work days when I didn't have a lot of eyeshadow going on, didn't have a lot of liner, didn't have a full face, I really like how this looks. So it's going to come out of the Caboodle because I now have a solid opinion of it, and I'm going to keep using this. Next from last month, we had the Urban Decay Urban Defense Primer. Because I wanted to get through and use the rest of this, I'm going to take it out of the Caboodle. I really did not use it this past month because I've been loving the e.l.f. Beauty Shield SPF Primer, and I do want to give myself an opportunity to use that Revlon Primer, so I'm going to take this out of the Caboodle. I'm going to keep trying to use it up, but I had a blush in last month's Caboodle. This is the Wet n Wild Mai Tai BHue Drink Ombre Blush. And it's a really nice, subtle, sort of peachy tone with just a hint of shimmer to it. Very, very, very mild shimmer. And you know what I thought this worked really well with? This. When I was doing like very casual work day, quick out the door makeup, these went really well together. So I'm going to take this out of the Caboodle. I like it. It's a good formula. I'm a fan of Wet n Wild blushes anyway. This is going to go into my regular rotation. I had a couple of color correctors in the Caboodle, one from Becca, one from Urban Decay. These are the peach-toned under-eye color correctors. I'm going to take them out of the Caboodle. I used them both a few times. Neither one of them knocked my socks off or blew my mind, so they're going to go back in my bin where I'm holding on to a bunch of color correctors in hopes of doing sort of a comparison of a bunch of different ones. I just ordered one from Laura Geller, I think. And so nothing mind-blowing yet, but they're coming out of the Caboodle. I had a sample of a liquid highlighter from Urban Decay called Sin in the Caboodle. I did not use it. I will keep it in there because this next month's Caboodle is going to be a lot of highlighters. The last two things I had in last month's Caboodle were foundations. So these were two foundations that I reviewed in the past month or two, and they showed potential, but they were kind of finicky. So I wanted to see if I could work with them and figure out the best ways to get them to work. So I did get some slight improvement on Milk Makeup. It was kind of heavy to begin with and a little bit uneven in how it originally applied, but I love the color match. I found that originally, I had used a water-based primer with it because it's a water-based foundation, and what I discovered through using it this month was that it really does work better with a silicone-based primer. It's still not up in like holy grail status, but it does work better with a silicone-based primer than it did initially when I reviewed it. I'll link that review down below if you missed it, but I'm going to keep this in regular rotation. It'll come out of the Caboodle, but I will continue to use it. I do love the color match on me for this one. And for the Pure Bare It All, I found that I was able to get it to work a little bit better. One of the problems is that this is like a really thick formula. But one of the things I loved about it when I reviewed is that it has a great ingredient deck. There's some awesome skincare ingredients in here, so I really wanted to make it work. And I found that the best way to make it work is to use a super small amount, spread it out with a brush, and if you want more coverage, build it up little by little by little by little, like tiny amounts. And that will prevent it from getting quite so heavy, and it's still not my favorite thing, but it has good enough ingredients and a good enough color match that I will continue to use it. I'm going to hang on to it. It's coming out of the Caboodle, but at least I got it working a little bit better. Now, as far as foundations go, I have launched a new thing on my blog, geekoutofwater.com, which really isn't quite a blog, it's just where I put all my videos. And one of the things that I did was I took my spreadsheet of all of my results of all of the foundations that I've reviewed, which as of tonight I believe is 57 foundations, and it's on the web, it's ranked, it is searchable and sortable, and you can look up all the stats and all the results that I had on all of my foundation reviews, and then the spreadsheet also links to each of the reviews. So if you're looking for foundations to try out, go check that out on geekoutofwater.com. I will put you a link up here if YouTube lets me. If not, it'll be down below. Next, I want to add to the Caboodle the Physicians Formula Bright Booster. This is a beauty oil, and it's getting to be dry skin winter time, and I need to get these oils incorporated back into my routine, especially for my under eyes because they get super dry. So I'm putting this in the Caboodle to remind me. Next, I have two products from Sleek Makeup, and you want to know why these are going in the Caboodle? Because I bought these in Ireland. Remember back when I went to Ireland? That was months ago, and so I would like to use them. So the first is this eyeshadow palette. This is the I Divine eyeshadow palette in the shade... I thought they all had names. This one just says Original 594. So whatever this one is, it's going in the box. Also from Sleek Makeup, this highlighting palette. Also picked up in Ireland. All I did was swatch it and have not used it. So that is going in the Caboodle. Highlighters. Oh, we might as well talk about all of the highlighters, shall we? I picked up this highlighter around Halloween and still have not touched it. It's from Makeup Revolution. It's called Ghost Lights. And supposedly, the word on the street was that this highlighter was a dupe for my all-time favorite, the Laura Geller Diamond Dust. And I don't know how true that is going to be, but I would like to give it a try and see if there is any truth to that. So they're both going in the Caboodle. The last highlighter I bought this months ago as well. It is a highlighter from Milani. It's their Moon Glow Strobe Light. I haven't even taken the plastic off of it. That's how long ago I bought it. And I just thought this one was pretty, and I picked it up. And, you know, I'm always looking for highlighters that work on pale skin and don't look like too gold, too obnoxious. And this one looked like it had potential, so we will try this highlighter as well. On the Milani theme, the blush that I'm going to stick into the Caboodle is one of the baked blushes. This is Bella Bellini, and you know, there are a couple blushes that I like from Milani, and this is one that I picked up. It's got kind of it's a pinkish with a golden sheen to it, and I really haven't used it. I think I might have used it once and then it got buried in my blush and highlighter bin. So I would like to try this out a few more times, see if I like it. I'm putting 2 foundations into the Caboodle. One is the Miracle Cushion from Lancome. This one, I really love this foundation. It is just a cushion foundation, you know, the usual. And I'm almost out of it. It's almost empty. And I kind of just want to use it up. And I also really liked it because it's like a super fast, easy, nice foundation to just go on the go. And I don't know why I stopped using it. Well, I stopped using it because I have 56 other foundations that I just have too many. But I want to use it up at least because then I can buy a refill for it. And I think this will also be good for travel, whether I use it up before I leave for Christmas or not. So this is going in the Caboodle. And the other foundation I'm going to put in the Caboodle is one of the highest rated foundations on my list that I can really only use in the wintertime because it's a little bit too light for me. And this is the Hourglass. This is the Vanish Stick foundation, and I have this in Alabaster, which is a good shade match for me, but only in the wintertime because it's really the palest I can be, but I'm really freaking pale right now. So I'm going to put this in there and hope to get back to using this guy because it's also going to be friendly for travel, I think, and it's one that I really, really like. And the last thing in this month's Caboodle is going to be the Maybelline Total Temptation Mascara. You guys saw me put this up against the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. The Lash Paradise won by a hair because this one was pretty finicky on my lashes that day, even though I did like how it ended up. I will link that review down below if you missed it. But in the few days since that I've been wearing this, now that it's gotten a little bit of air in it. You know how some mascaras just work better after they've been opened and had some air in them for a week or so? That might be the case with this one because I'm starting to like it more and more, and I want to spend the month with it and see what my final opinion is. So that's going in the Caboodle. If you guys follow me on Snap, you saw this sweater, this nice cold shoulder open sweater. I started my Gwynnie Bee subscription again, so you guys will start seeing Gwynnie Bee clothing videos soon. Once, I think I'll do them monthly, like all the things I got from Gwynnie Bee that month I will put into one video and so on. I also just had another Dia & Co box show up, so that video should be coming soon, and that's what we've got going on. That's kind of the plan for now, so there you have it. That's what I'm doing with my Caboodle this month. Check back next month and we will shop my Caboodle again. I'll let you know how these products worked out. And if you like this series, give me a thumbs up down below. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And thanks a lot for taking some time out of your day to geek out over makeup with me. I appreciate it, and I hope you guys all have an awesome day or night wherever you are in the world. Take care of each other. Bye-bye.